A retired FBI executive is suing Knoxville and a KPD officer claiming she was wrongfully arrested for drunk driving after a minor crash.
Her blood work showed no alcohol or drugs in her system. Now she says the arrest and prosecution violated her constitutional rights. Our Harry Sullivan is going through the lawsuit for us tonight. Harry, what can you tell us?
Well, Casey and Ted, the federal civil rights lawsuit filed here in East Tennessee claims retired FBI senior executive Allison Tsiumis was wrongfully arrested for a DUI after a minor crash. It happened back in June at Westtown Mall. This was last year. In the complaint, Tsiumis says the responding KPD officer, Ferraras, claimed he smelled alcohol. He ordered field sobriety tests, then arrested her, despite what she says were no signs of impairment and no evidence in her car. She also alleges the tests were administered incorrectly and was jailed for more than 12 hours after her arrest. She also alleges she was taken to intake, then a bathroom where a female deputy ordered her to remove all of her clothes. When she asked to keep her underwear on, she was told she had to strip completely naked before being issued jail clothing. The suit also alleges the officer misstated key details in the affidavit used to support the DUI charge. The TBI lab testing later showed no alcohol, no controlled substances in her system. 6 months later, that DUI charge was ultimately dismissed in December. She's now suing the officer in the city of Knoxville, alleging unlawful arrest, malicious prosecution, as well as seeking damages and attorney's fees. Casey and Ted, we have reached out to the city of Knoxville for a response to the allegations. They've declined to comment due to ongoing litigation. It's a civil lawsuit, so these are claims that will have to be proven in court. We'll stay on top of it for everyone.
It is such a sticky issue. People can lose their savings, they can lose their jobs, and then maybe later be proven innocent.
It's
That's
6
a tough
months
spot.
of this. Yeah.
Tough spot for everybody. Thank you.